Welcome back to the Apartment Geek. What a beautiful day in San Diego. 65 degrees, Friday. Thanks for tuning in. I was at to be very candid, I was at a dinner party with a bunch of very wealthy people recently. And somebody came up to me knowing that I'm in the apartment business and said, why would you buy an apartment building? The return seems so bad. There's these headwinds that we've been dealing with. And it kind of got me to thinking. And my response, my knee-jerk reaction was like, that's a good question. The returns are pretty bad. But then it kind of got me into really thinking about the depth of, why we invest in apartment complexes and multifamily, especially in San Diego, where things are expensive. They haven't really come down. And the returns are really bad. I'm looking at a lot of these deals and I'm going, gosh, you put 40, 50% down and it's a break even, or you're making 1 or 2% on your money versus what you could be doing in these other vehicles that we know about. So today is 10 reasons. I'm going to go through these quickly on why it's intelligent or smart to buy apartment complexes. So enjoy. I think this is going to be really good stuff. The first one is, I'm going to call it legacy. If you own apartment buildings, it's long-term planning. It's something for your family long-term. We'll kind of get back into why that's so powerful in a second, but just think kind of legacy, big picture, your heirs, your kids, your charities, whatever it may be. Second is non-liquidity. Now, apartment complexes, obviously we can go sell them in two weeks, a month, 2 months, but they're not liquid. I can't call my stockbroker up because there's a boat I want to purchase down the street, or there's a fancy Porsche that I need to get. It's not something that's I can just sell and go purchase the shiny object. And I like that because I've always called apartment buildings these forced savings plans. You put your money into it and you're kind of stuck with it. Obviously you can sell real estate, but you're kind of stuck, and you want to have something that's hard to kind of get out of because you're forced to stay with it. And long term, we're going to get to why it pays off to stay with these apartment complexes. The rents in San Diego always go up. My dad taught me this when I was a kid, and I've heard this from so many wise people. Rents in San Diego go up. Some years they stay level. From time to time, they'll go down a little bit. But if they go down, it's very subtle. So rents go up. So when you're buying a building today and the returns are low, you really have to focus on that big picture and delayed gratification, which is not something we like, but it's something that kind of pays off in the long run. It gets you in the game. So it's really hard to kind of get in the game. And when you're in the apartment game, this is going to sound kind of silly, but you're kind of in this club. You're kind of in this elite club. You're at the poker table. You're in the gym with people who are lifting weights and getting stronger. And you're kind of in this club where you're going to become super wealthy and generate a lot of cash flow and passive income if you stick with it. Again, we'll kind of dovetail back to this. And with the rents, and I'm going to give you an example. I bought a fourplex in 2010 on Herman Avenue in North Park. The rents were $1,350 a rent. $1,350 a unit per month. These are 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhomes. And 14 years later, I still own this asset. I just rented the latest one for $3,300. It was remodeled. It's at the high point. The others are between $2,700 and $2,900. So you look at that, and it's more than double what it was 14 years ago. My point to that is rents go up in San Diego. You don't need to be in North Park. North Park's a great submarket, but anywhere in San Diego, you could be in Ramona, Fallbrook, San Isidro, Oceanside. It doesn't matter. Rents will go up because San Diego is a great place to live and everybody wants to live here. Wealth preservation. There's a lot of clients that make a ton of money in other lines of work. It's a great place to put your money to preserve wealth. You could even relate it to kind of like gold. The thing with gold is that you can't really leverage gold. Real estate, you can go borrow other people's money to buy more of the real estate through putting 30, 40, 50% down payment and then leveraging that up, which we've talked about a lot. So wealth preservation, it's a big one. Appreciation. We know that properties in San Diego appreciate over time. Things are worth way more today than they were 4 or 5 years ago, 10 years ago, et cetera. So trust me, things will appreciate. There's no doubt about that. And there's an ability to manipulate the NOI, which dictates the value of the real estate. If you go to the appraiser, the lender, anybody who looks at value of the real estate, the brokers, you add value to the real estate through intelligence, through wise management, through decision making at the property, raising rents, lowering expenses, curb appeal, building ADUs. You can manipulate the NOI and add value to the real estate. So appreciation again. Depreciation on your tax return. So we can depreciate these assets over a number of years, and there's a lot of upside with accelerated depreciation or cost segregation. So I've seen a lot of attorneys and doctors who make huge money on their tax return, documented income, and cost segregation where they accelerate the depreciation of their properties will help them greatly on their tax return and limit dollars that they have to pay out to the government. So it helps the big earners in other lines of work, athletes, professional people, celebrities, etc. It's tangible. You can go touch and feel it. You can't do this with cryptocurrency. You can't do this with stocks and bonds and these different equities that you own. Yes, you may own a little portion of Amazon or whatever company you own, but this is something where you can go drive your friends over there. There's a sense of you can touch it, you can feel it, you can control it. Psychologically, I think it gives us a grounding that we know we own something that will produce for us and produce for our heirs once we're gone. It's something kind of, again, going back to that legacy. Pride of ownership. I like this one. Now, there's a lot of properties that there may not be because they're in tough neighborhoods or whatever it may be, but you still have to be kind of grateful and grounded that you own apartments and rentals in America's finest city. So there's this pride of ownership and there's this comfort. There's a confidence in owning it. And I think it really kind of touches on that grounding factor and this sense of pride to kind of say, you know what, I own this 20-unit apartment building or whatever it may be. It's very powerful, kind of from a mental, psychological standpoint. And then the biggest one that we talk about a lot on these videos is cash flow. These are properties that if you stay with it, even though the returns, and this gentleman from the dinner party, I'm saying, yeah, the cash flows are really weak now. Ultimately, these will become investments where you do not have to work if you don't want to, your day job. So you can retire, you can go play, you can travel, spend time with your family. I'm in a position where I'm starting to give back more and volunteer my time to help and to serve others. So it allows for a lot of freedom if you stick with it, but you can't just focus on that first year. You really have to kind of look down the road. So those are the 10 reasons why it is still wise to buy an apartment building in San Diego in 2024. Yes, you need to be picky. Yes, there's headwinds that we've talked about so much, but there's a lot of depth and a lot of really good wisdom on why it's smart to do it. So see you soon. Enjoy the San Diego beautiful lifestyle, and see you soon.